Hi, and welcome to the February 2024 into March 2024 monthly energy forecast. I am Intuitive Channel Transformational Guide, Marisa Liza Pell, and every month we go over the key themes of the month and do a little channeled messages from the universe, talking about how we can really use the momentum of the universal energy to really step in confidently to our bigger dreams and goals. So, just a couple of announcements, and then we will get into the February monthly energy forecast. So, if you do watch this forecast, you will know that we are a little late this month. So, I do apologize for being a couple of days late. We did have our annual Intuitive Valentine's Day event, and that took up a lot of our time and bandwidth for the week. So, we were a little bit off time with our usual 15th or 16th monthly energy forecast. But I had a couple people writing in and asking, when is it coming? I'm like, don't worry, it's coming out. Not a problem. We are going to be putting it out very soon. So it is here. And I want to talk about February because it's such an interesting month. I talked about how, I don't know, in recent months, there was a lot of that emotional turbulence over the holiday season. And then we came into, we need a lot of self-care. We need a lot of self-care. We need to put aside our career ambitions and just take the time to rebuild ourselves and step into our purpose, all that stuff. And then the last 2 weeks were like, all right, nothing's in retrograde. Let's put the pedal to the metal and really push hard for those bigger dreams and goals and get that momentum going. The issue is that if you are a highly sensitive individual, you're intuitive, you most likely do have stuck nervous system states that come on when you are going too fast for your own capacity. So that means that you go into fight or flight thinking, you have to produce more at the expense of your own self-care, or the overwhelm gets too much and you just go into sabotage and shut down. So we need to talk about how to create momentum where we can have kind of a steady flow of momentum to these bigger dreams and goals without having to get into the rumination of being a hamster on a wheel, doing a lot and going nowhere, and really sacrificing our own self-care versus moving at such lightning speed because you feel like you have to make up for lost time and completely shutting down and saying, I've just had enough. I'm burnt out. I just can't do this. Right. So February is asking for the head and the heart to align a little bit more. So this is all about opening up that heart center into receiving, because if you are highly driven, if you're highly sensitive, and you put a lot of focus on producing, the heart center is for people that are in that category, which is the majority of you and my audience. You do a lot for others. You do a lot for others at the expense of yourself. And it's really hard for you to ask for the help you need or to be in receiving mode. And I'm not just talking about really receiving mode with other people. I'm talking about receiving mode with the people around you and asking for help, yes, but also receiving from the universe. When we start really barreling through on very, very bigger projects and bigger needs and desires in our life and wanting those things that we really want, we tend to put the universe on the back end and say, okay, universe, you can have all my other stuff that I don't care about, but as far as my love life, I'm taking control of that. Or as far as this big career ambition, I'm taking control of that. And we don't really use all of our resources wisely. So the key here and the theme of February is balance. Balance is key. So earlier months, it was either one or the other. It was either self-care or pushing through with the hard goals. Now the push is actually getting too hard. The energy is still kind of like go, do, produce, move. And with the winter upon us and with the different shifts in the energy, if you're on the West Coast, it's different, but on the East Coast, there's still that shift in energy that's happening. And if you push too hard because you think, well, I'm not going to have the time to get all of this done, you're actually going to put yourself back into the pattern of completely just being like, I'm just too overwhelmed. I need to just shut it down, right? But I'm telling you that, and sometimes when we do put aside the time for self-care, we think that it just takes up too much of our time, and then we can't get to the practical things that we're pushing forward to do. But what that allows us to do is it allows us to be pushing forward and using this energy. It's wonderful energy that we have in the next 5 or 6 weeks to still use. But it allows us to be in a slower momentum at the pace that our nervous system can really handle as we are stepping into these bigger things. Because it does seem counterproductive, but we will get more done that way. But it doesn't really feel natural to those of us who feel unproductive in the relaxing state or slowing down. So the key thing right now is slowing down to speed up. The other thing is with February is with the energy that came in after all those retrogrades kind of like went away and we had all this forward motion, and I was talking about these big dreams and goals. We're finally ready in 2024 to step into them. What I didn't talk about was completion. Okay, so I'm one of those people that do this too. I have a lot of motivation and a lot of excitement about things, and I get excited and I move things forward. But it's very hard for people that are highly sensitive and also can have that tendency to go into fight or flight or shut down to find themselves completing the things that they start. So if this sounds like you, your momentum may not be forward and up. It might kind of be forward, up, jagged around, circles, spirals, and then get out of that spiral and come back to where you have to just grab onto that string and come up another level, right? I want you to have consistent ascension, consistent momentum. And I think this is why I'm doing something very secretive soon. I can't tell you what it is yet, but all of you are invited if you are a subscriber and you watch my monthly energy forecast. So this is something that is going to help with momentum. It's going to help you to move forward with consistent action, micro steps. And it's something that you could get as easily involved in as you do on your social media, Facebook, on Instagram. So if you would like to be part of this, and I always like, whenever I'm doing something new, I like to really treat the people who first jump in on this very well. So you all know, if you've been with me for a while, that my founding member options are usually the best. So what I want you to do to be the first ones when I talk about this new little project I have going on, and this is for this specific purpose, is to create momentum with consistency, to be able to slow down, to speed up, and to confidently step into your bigger dreams and goals, whether that is your life purpose, whether that is a love relationship that is really aligned with your authentic self, or whether that's you want to create more financial abundance in your life. Okay? So there's a lot of different things that we need to step into, and it's very important that you have the support that you need to do that. So creating excitement is one thing. Knowing that, you want to write a book, or knowing that you want to start dating again, or knowing that you want to, be able to take a trip or whatever. We tend to get a jolt just by thinking about that stuff. Like, I figured out what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm getting excited about what I'm supposed to be doing. And I might even research that a little bit, but then life gets in the way, and I tend to, start going in circles with all the practical things that I have going on because those foundational systems aren't in place. So let's say, for instance, if I give you a real world example of this, you finally feel like you have the motivation to write your next book or a book, right? But you don't have the foundational steps in place from your, writing your outline or your proposal or title, or there's all these foundational things that are usually important before you step into those bigger things and goals, even if you want to get a new job, even if you want to start a new career. So we can't skimp on the foundations, and those are usually the boring parts of things. So this little project that I have going on, it's going to be an opportunity for you to build some capacity, space for yourself, some consistency, and some forward momentum to manifest these dreams and goals. And as you know from following me, I don't believe that there's one thing that's going to change your mindset, right? So, kind of like affirmations. Do I believe that you can just put an affirmation on your bathroom window that things are going to happen? Or if you read, a motivational book? No, I know those things don't work on a deep level for getting you to increase capacity to be able to step into bigger things. That's why I created all the foundational programs and the methods that I've created to help people do this in the short term with smaller things or in the long term with a lot bigger things. So it's very important that you think about for February, not just the things you're excited about, not just stepping into those things 18% and then letting them go because life comes up and obligations come up. But think about what is taking the majority of your energy, right? So if ruminating about relationships is taking the majority of your energy and you're doing well in your business life or your career, but you really want to step into alignment with your love life, there's something kind of missing there. Do you know what I'm saying? Something's kind of missing. So we need to develop these foundational systems to be able to step into these bigger things by aligning not just what the head is saying, but what the heart is saying as well. And if that energy center is shut down and you're only operating from a mental space, it's going to lead you into a space of whatever nervous system state you're stuck in. So if it's fight or flight or shut down, you're going to be attracting things along those lines. Okay. So if you're interested in my little secret project that's coming out in the next couple weeks and you want to be the first to know about it, what I suggest you do is go over on Instagram and I'll put this link down in the video to @Marisa Liza Pell. That's me. I have a little free broadcast channel it's like a little free thing that you can join. And I do like little daily energy updates there. So I do the monthly, right? And then sometimes I'll feel like a shift in energy, or I'll feel like I need to tell you a little bit about what's going on that day or that moment. And I do some behind the scenes because a lot of people say, well, what do you do like other than this? So you'll see a little behind the scenes, some inspirational posts. There's content in there that I'm not posting on Facebook and Instagram. So join the free broadcast channel. I do like giving updates, especially those energy updates. I do love giving them via audio. So you get little audio memos, which is fun. So in there, if you just join there and connect with me there, then you'll be the first to find out about this, interesting little project. Now, this isn't a big thing. This is just something to get involved in if you feel momentum is something you want to really step into in 2024. So that's a little clue, but you'll be knowing about that soon. Like I said, if you want to be in the elite founding member pool of people that I love giving all my stuff to, join the broadcast channel and you will be one of the special ones. Now, I love everybody, but I like people who kind of trust my little projects from the get-go and see how much awesome stuff happens by starting on it early rather than jumping in later. All right. So let's look at the different dates for February. And we already passed 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. So, what's the use of me going backward? So let's look at the week of the 19th and look at some of the key dates there. Now, for the 19th, okay, so there are some things today that if you really want some divine inspiration on your purpose or goals, today is the day where you can get some of that, like the veil is thin enough where you can get some of that insight, that channeled insight coming in. Now, when I give you dates, okay, there's like a lot of people that watch these forecasts. Okay, these are if you're doing your work, if you're not stuck in nervous system states, like if you're in fight or flight and you're like, oh, Marisa said that I'm going to be connecting on this high level on this day. that is the highest opportunity for you to utilize. It's a window of opportunity. But if you're not doing your work, your personal work, and if you're just, you're in a spin and you're sabotaging, obviously that highest level that is of benefit and that window opening, that opportunity is not going to be as beneficial to you if you're not in your best place or highest place. So even though these are openings, just like we talk about astrology, or we say, okay, there's a Mercury retrograde, or we say, okay, Mercury retrograde is out. Does that mean you can't have a confusing day when it's not Mercury retrograde? No. So these are just kind of like, hey, here's a calendar of dates, and these are windows of opportunity. How you use them is kind of up to you. It's not just like these things are just going to happen to you. Okay. It's like, okay, well, the 28th is a day where you can meet the love of your life, but you don't go out of the house. It's like, well, Marissa, like, this was the day I was supposed to meet the love of my life. Well, are you doing anything? Are you taking any action steps to get there? So if you're cycling, if you're going in a pattern, if you're kind of going in and out of that rumination, it's not going to be as much forward motion as people who are really doing the work to expand capacity in their nervous system to get in that connected space, and also tuning into their intuition and using that self-care. So it's important that we look at things and be honest with ourselves as to, are we really in the best place to utilize the benefit of that day? So this isn't a one size fits all. It's just kind of, the forecast. What can happen? It's kind of like, hey, if you want to sign a contract between the 19th and 23rd, the 21st is the best day to do that. You want to get technology, you want to get a new computer, you want to do anything with tech or a car, you're good till the 29th, maybe even March 1st. Okay. So a lot of these things can be like, okay, well, I can get it anytime between March 1st, but 21st is more of an ideal day. So the same energy. It's like the same momentum all week. And this is, oh man, it's like you're trying to setbacks, whether you're feeling like less than optimal, or your house is a mess and you're trying to move forward, or you just have too much on your plate and you're tired. It seems like these little barriers are coming up from the 20th and 23rd, but that doesn't mean you still can't move forward and continue to press on. Okay. I would just say put as much self-care as you can. And this is a good opportunity for you to try to play with some of your boundaries, right? To try to say, no, I can't do this, or no, I don't have the capacity to do this, instead of trying to push yourself too hard. This is a great time to really look at your capacity and your limitations. So the 20th and 23rd, from the 20th to 23rd, you're still moving through practicalities and big shifts in the areas of career and finance and growth. The 24th is like, it's just a day where you're just going to have to like sit because you might want to keep pushing through on the weekend. I wouldn't advise it. It doesn't look like it's going to really lead you anywhere good. And I would stay away from any emotional discussions on Saturday because I don't see any communication really going well, because there's still a lot of back and forth and push and pull this week. I would say relationship discussions, or if you're dating someone and they like want to talk about a commitment, or you want to commit on a deeper level, moving in with someone, any type of commitment, or deciding on what you want to do about a relationship, 24th is not the day. But the 25th now has a possibility where the communication is a little more open and people are a little bit more receptive. But I feel the 25th is a great family day to move forward. Now you have a little break from all of these annoyances from you moving forward, whether that's tech issues and your computer's not working right and you have to move things forward and you have all this forward moving energy, but you're not taking care of yourself, right? The 26th and 27th are beautiful days at the end of the month, where I feel like if you listen to adding these things in, you're going to have really solid moving forward, flowering days, both with things that you want to propel your life forward in the areas of career and life sector, relationships, but also these are things that really sing to your soul on that level too. So Usually when I see this energy, it relates to relationships, but I don't. I see it as like life mission stuff. It speaks to your soul, but you are in love with your path and your purpose. 28th and 29th are a little bit more red days for me in terms of like their power days. They could be suited well for, doing well with any sort of negotiations where you have to win or in the power position, contracts, signing things, legal stuff, but you have to make sure you have a strong, solid foundation here. Um, Arguments will not be in your favor, but rulings will, or settling, or if you just kind of step back and wait till the dust settles, I feel like things could go in your favor. So it's a little bit of a weird thing also with your car at the end of the month, the 28th and 29th. You want to make sure that all the things with your car, your brakes, all those things are working well. You're taking your car in for service, getting inspected, those kind of things. I feel like that those days are highlighted as well. March 1st is going to be an interesting day because it seems like it's going to be like it's going to come across as you wake up and it's like, what a great day. But be careful of tricksters on this day. Be careful of things being not what they seem. Be careful of people fooling you, okay? Or charming you to believe one thing. It's like something you really wanted or liked. And it just seems like it's not all that it seems. So don't trust the energy of something your heart is set on March 1st, because I don't see a lot of follow through with it. I see a big charade going on. The second is a very neutral energy. I don't see much going on that day. The third is a great day for romance, love, and relationships. And as we move into March, the 4th through the 7th, I feel in all of March, the 4th through the 7th are when you can set a very solid foundation for your next big goal. Okay? You keep trying to power through, but I feel like not only are you powering through, there's not a lot of those stops and starts like we have this week, but it also is like you have now you have a clear pathway. You have a clear, like, it's not like, well, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I go north, south, east, or west? And you're kind of trying to move forward, but you're not really sure what the clarity is yet. I feel like the project, if you're doing the work as a sign, the project is very clear. Your intuition is clear. Your path is clear. And I feel like almost at this point, like you've done kind of all the work and it's just kind of like putting something out there that's really important to you. Now, remember I told you about the 1st. Now, the 8th, that's a great commitment day. I think I talked about the 24th being of February, not a day you want to like talk to people about anything, commitments. If those conversations are started in romantic life on the 24th about what are we going to do about this relationship and figuring stuff out, that's not a day because you're not going to figure out anything. The 8th of March is a day where you really, because you have all that clarity of purpose from the 4th to the 7th, the 8th is a huge clarity day in terms of relationships. So that's when you want to have these commitment conversations. That's when you want to figure out where things are going, or if you're moving ahead, if you're buying a house together, if you're committing, getting engaged, married, even you're dating and you want to make it official. This is the great day to do that. And I feel like it's in your favor. So something you want. And the 9th is almost like we're going out and celebrating whatever we choose, going out and celebrating. The 10th may have some issues with older family members in your family on the 10th. And the 11th, I feel, is kind of like an extension of that. But if you want to do anything snow related or in winter related on the East Coast, the 11th is the day to do that. And then I feel the 12th through the 14th also. Oh my God, you have some great power days. Even the 12th through the 15th of March. Everything up until the 15th, I feel, but the 4th through the 7th is spectacular. The 8th with love and 9th, spectacular. It's just that weird 10th, 11th with elderly people in your family or family members. I feel like the 12th too, something's coming out, like the truth about a family member is coming out on the 12th, like something you suspected, but it's like, oh, that's why they've been acting like this forever. Like, kind of like, but I feel it's like an older person that's been around a long time and they've been in your life forever, and something's just clicking and making sense. And I feel like 13th is a day of hard truths. It's kind of hard to accept this, but I feel like that's coming in too. But the 14th and 15th are days to plan travel for your summer, because I'm seeing you doing something different this summer than you've ever done in the past. So, very exciting. And like I said, gaining momentum is going to be really important, and gaining momentum the right way is going to be really important moving through February going into March. So I want you to get out of a circle and go into an ascension, right? So I'm going to be putting together an opportunity for that. Remember to go to my Instagram free broadcast channel, and I'll be putting in some voice memos, some behind the scenes, and some daily energy updates, because I do the monthly. But then sometimes I'm going about my day and I'm like, I have to tell people about this energy going on today because this is coming up and I'm channeling it. So you don't want to miss that. Okay, so Marisa Liza Pell on Instagram, right in the bio there, it says free broadcast channel, but I'm going to put the link below as well. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week. And Intuit Date was a wonderful Valentine's Day event. We had a lovely amount of people there. Scott Clover was excellent in his energy healing. So we have this wonderful, wonderful trainings and hot seats and clearing meditations and cord clearings. And I decided, I spent all weekend editing them. I have them nicely packaged into some replays. And if you missed that event and want to learn how to align and meet the love of your life, this is something that when I put it out, you definitely want to get. It's going to be a wonderful little training that you want to get about your love life and the model that I teach for getting into alignment with love. And as far as, I know a lot of people have been writing in asking about mediumship sessions or intuitive one-on-ones. I am not doing those right now. I'm on sabbatical. I do have some referrals for that type of work. I am only doing right now, because we're coming into the spring market, helping people with real estate. That's really what I'm only doing one-to-one. As far as one-to-one intuitive strategy sessions, only doing those in my Ascend and Align mentorship program with my students there. But if you are moving or need my help with real estate or looking at properties or helping to look at the energy of properties or selling or buying or even renovating where you are now, I am doing one-to-one work with relocation and real estate. Just make sure to get in touch with the office, and I'll put that information below, and I can help get you started with that or give you some insight, because picking the right energy space is so much more than how much it costs and how many bedrooms and bathrooms you have. The energy inside is important. Who lived there before? What's going on structurally? What the energy of the space is, how it's designed, the land, the street, the town, if there's any spiritual energy connected to it, if it's clear. I mean, there's so much to delve into. You want to make sure going into 2024 specifically that you are in the right energetic space. You're in the right country. You're in the right town. You're in the right state. It's all connected. So those are the one-to-one work that I'm doing now. And there are ways to get that complimentary as well. So if you'd like to reach out about that, let me know. And I hope you have a good rest of your month. Make sure you join the free broadcast channel and get my up-to-date daily updates. All right. We will talk